Welcome back to a lovely day. As you can see, it is my 34th birthday. It's my birthday. Thanks to my girls, I had a wonderful birthday weekend. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. They made it so awesome. And the rest of my family and friends who showed up and showed out, I appreciate all of the love, the gifts, the calls, the texts. You guys have made 34 start off fabulous. Okay. So I have two guests here with me today. We just keep increasing, making this thing better. Okay? Okay. Ma'am, I'll let you go first. Will you tell my lovely audience who you are?
I'm Jada. I've known Kennedy since college, and we've been inseparable ever since.
I'm Alexia. I've known Kennedy since September 1987, and we're definitely inseparable, like the song.
87, baby. We've been rocking this thing a long time. 07?
08.
08. We've been rocking this thing for a while. And baby, we're gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off, I tell y'all. So today we're coming to you about a lovely conversation that we need to have in the Black community with our Black women. We're talking about uterine fibroids today. Just to give you a little information, uterine fibroids are non-cancerous growth of the uterus that often appear during childbearing age, not associated with an increased risk of uterine cancer, and it almost never develops into uterine cancer. The sizes of your fibroids can range in size from undetectable by the human eye to bulky masses that distort and enlarge your uterine area. Ladies, you both have experienced uterine fibroids. You want to talk about your experience first, or do you want to talk about your experience?
Ransom can talk about hers.
I'll go first. So I've had bad periods since 12 years old. Doing the math, carry the one. Ooh, it's tough. I got fibroid. I don't know when exactly they formed, but I noticed a growth in my stomach. My periods were bad. I was heavy bleeding. Couldn't wear white. Had to get walks in my car a couple times. It was just horrible. I was actually taking hydrocodone for pain. It was horrible. I remember my first encounter going to a Black doctor somewhere in Decatur, I think, east side of Atlanta. And I remember him not even giving me a transvaginal ultrasound. He didn't do nothing. He felt on my stomach a little bit and basically said, "You have dysmenorrhea, go home." After that, I just really felt like defeated. I went back to my primary care physician. She's like, "I got somebody for you as far as a specialist." Her name was Dr. Carolyn something, I forgot, but it's been such a long time. So in 2014, I went to her. She gave me a transvaginal ultrasound. I got an MRI. Come to find out, four fibroids. They end up conjoining, and when she took them out, they were a size of a 4th-month fetus. My periods did get a lot better after that. I got a lot smaller. I was getting a lot of weight at the time, and my quality of life is better overall now.
A 4-month-old fetus.
Yeah, the size of a 4-month-old fetus.
That is, heavy.
Yeah.
That is so heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to tell us about your experience?
Well, I really don't remember, how bad my periods were growing up. I don't think I really started experiencing bad periods maybe until college. It may have been before, but I remember college. Balled up on the floor, boo-hooing, crying, just the worst. And of course, the pain was terrible, but it really got bad in 2017, December 1st, 2017. I take that back, 2016 to be exact. My cycle started, and it was like no other. It was big clots. It was just bad. And I was weak. I wasn't acting myself. I would go to work. I would have to wear overnight pads throughout the day. Was changing them every 10 to 15 minutes because it was just that bad. And then I bled from December 1st to December 31st, and it was bad overall. And sorry, I'm a little nervous, but my experience was not a good one. I went to my doctor, a Black doctor to be exact, and he would just say, try to have a baby, and that I actually couldn't. So what ended up happening was I ended up having to go to another doctor because I was like, okay, this is not okay. I don't feel right, and this is all he is telling me, to have a baby. So my husband and I went to the doctor, to see a doctor in Birmingham. Her name was Dr. Carrie Crow. Thank God for her, because come to find out, my body was thinking I was pregnant. I was like 4 or 5 months along. That's what my body was thinking. And then come to find out, I had a fibroid that was about the size of a softball, maybe bigger, and my period stopped, and then it started back January 9th, the following year. And then I ended up having to have a blood transfusion that year, and it was just so bad because my period started back, and I had lost so much blood, and I ended up having to have surgery to remove it, and I think they removed 11 of them. It's been so great since then. My body has felt better.
Amen.
I mean, there are still fibroids there, but they're small. But the doctor that I go to, she continues to keep an eye on them. She always asks me how I'm feeling, if anything has changed. So women, if you know your body, if it is not right, please go get help, because please, I don't want you to have to go through that. That was the worst experience for me and my family at that time.
On your end, I remember, because I'm a medical technologist, I remember you called me scared about having a transfusion.
Yes.
And that day you called me, I was actually working in blood bank. And I was like, since I do this on the regular, get the blood. It is not going to hurt you. If you need it, it's better safe than sorry. As women, because we bleed each month, we're already prone to anemia or anything. Because we're black, you might also be prone to sickle cell trait, which causes your red blood cells to be low. And so some of the symptoms that you all have also mentioned when I did my research: heavy menstrual bleeding, pelvic pressure or pain, frequent urination, difficulty actually going to the bathroom, constipation, backache, or leg pain. If you know your body isn't feeling right, go see a doctor. And I like the fact that both of y'all didn't take just the first opinion, because they didn't try to help you. And you sought care for yourself. That is another thing that you have to do. Be your own advocate. If you don't feel like you have the confidence, or you too scared to speak up, take somebody to an appointment with you, somebody who's gonna have your back. And they're gonna make the doctor listen, or they're gonna help you find a doctor that will listen. That is their job. We lose black women every day, and it's sad because medicine and the treatments and advancement for healthcare have advanced so good, but we're still losing women given like childbirth, or because of undiagnosed fibroid tumors and uterine fibroids, because nobody wants to listen. Make your voice heard. Stick up, stand up for yourself. And I found out there are 3 different types of fibroids, where they can grow within your uterine wall. That's the intramural fibroid. You can have submucosal, where they grow in your uterine cavity, or you can have subserosal, where it grows outside of your uterus to protect your uterus. And just like you all said, they can range from very small to huge. And you will feel pain or always look bloated. And it's sad because a lot of people will assume that a lady is pregnant.
Yeah, it happened to me a few times.
And how did that make you feel?
It was sad. My dad thought I was pregnant, and he was like, "Let's go talk." I was like, "For what?" And he was like, "Well, it seems like you're scared." I was like, "Scared of what?" I was like, "It's a tumor."
See?
And he didn't know. Remember that day you posted that picture of me on Instagram, and everybody thought I was pregnant? It was like sending you messages like, "Is Jada pregnant?"
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
And why do we always look at women of childbearing age to just automatically assume that they're pregnant?
That's why you don't ask.
That is like a headache, because you don't know the things that people deal with. There are other things that we as black women deal with: endometriosis, PCOS, that will affect your area, and it might make you look like you're pregnant, but you're actually not. And so that could be hurtful to someone who really wants to have a child and have a family, and they can't right now, or because they're going through things like this, it's impossible, And during my research too, I found that some women have found out their fibroids when they got pregnant, and it caused them to lose their babies. So it's your body. You have to be proactive. Okay? Okay. Things that if you have a long period and you're bleeding too heavy and it hurts, you have pelvic pain, go see a doctor. As African American women, we are highly affected by uterine fibroids more than any other race. And if you're a younger black woman or you're of childbearing age, you are even more prone.
It is hereditary, so they don't tell you.
That is also on my list.
Mm-hmm.
It's hereditary, it's in your genetics, or it's because of your hormones.
Yeah.
It's sad, and it's things we deal with, and they say other risk factors were women who started their menstruation at an early age. We as black people have vitamin D deficiencies. Vitamin D deficiency can also cause you to grow uterine fibroids. 20 minutes a day in the sun, it does wonder. As African Americans, you still should wear sunscreen. It's not just for white people. Sorry, not sorry. It really helps your skin. I know this melanin all popping, all different shades, baby. We popping. Protect your skin. You're gonna need a hat? No, baby. I think, we just give you a little sunscreen, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. Okay? I promise you. I promise you. Diets high in meat, but low in green vegetables and fruit makes you at a higher risk also. And I love it because one of our college professors, he did a whole research study on what red meat does to the body. And he actually won like a national award and recognition for it because it was good, and people don't realize what some of the things you eat does to your body. Or if you know that eating a certain thing causes your body to feel a certain way, you might want to get a food allergy test because we are also prone to a lot of the different foods we eat affecting our body. Not just not just dairy. There are other foods that affect you and cause gastro issues or cause, heavy bleeding and painful periods. So also be mindful of the things that you eat and put in your body. Alcohol, we all like a brunch and a good turn up. Every day, every weekend, not it, sis. It's not it, okay? I understand you want to live high girl summer, but it's not doing wonders for your body, okay? Okay. Anything you want to talk about?
I think you hit all the points.
Anything else you want to talk about?
The only thing I think I may have forgot to mention is one of the things I had to deal with before I had the surgery was I would have to walk around with a pillow just to sit on because it hurts so bad. Just to sit on anything like a regular chair in the car, I needed a pillow. Almost as if I had hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
And I did not.
Yeah.
I had to walk around with a pillow. So embarrassing.
I think too, I would like to add too, getting a good doctor.
Yes.
Kennedy did mention going to the doctor, but I think it's really important to find a good doctor, someone who knows what they're doing, someone who's knowledgeable. Like the first doctor I saw just basically told me to go home. He gave me 800 milligrams. I'm like, sir, I'm way past 800 milligrams at this point. But he just, to me, I just felt like he wasn't a good doctor. And what saddened me was because he was black.
Yes, definitely.
And for me to have to go to someone else after that, and for her to give me a transvaginal ultrasound, for her to be able to diagnose me, because he didn't even say I had fibroids. He said a bad period. That's what he said. You have bad periods. I know that. Yeah, I already know that. So, like I said, I put emphasis on getting a good doctor, like someone who, like I said, who's knowledgeable. It's one of your friends to refer you to somebody if you don't know somebody. Do research. Like, I found her through my PCP, and she was amazing. Like, I owe that one my life because quality of life is so much better.
Yes.
I could do stuff, go out with my friends. I had to cancel so many different things because I just knew I wasn't going to be fun to be around. You're not as nice. You're hanging all the time. Your skin is acting crazy. People lose their hair. I mean, it's all types of stuff. So, you really hit on some good points. And it's, July. It's been, fibroid month.
Great point. July is uterine fibroid month, and that is also another reason why we're shooting this video. There are many different things that are made into months or days, but they're not known. Black Maternity Health Month, I did a video for that. I never knew until this year that there was an actual month for Black maternal health. Because so many Black women are still losing their lives doing childbirth or doing pregnancy. Because no one wants to listen. I understand and I know that, you know, it's uncomfortable having to change doctors because then you have to go back through your whole history testimony, your whole life, and you're just like, oh, I done been with this doctor 5-10 years. They know me, they know everything. But if it's not working for you, sometimes you have to cut the ties. Sometimes, and you know, it's sad because you would think that as Black doctors, they would listen to their Black sisters, their Black queens. That's not always the case. Some people just in it for the dollar sign. You gotta make your voice heard, you know. Talk about the recovery period though. How was that for you?
My recovery period was pretty good. I was out of work for close to 8 weeks. I couldn't drive for 2. I was doing a lot of shopping because I didn't have nothing to do. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean,
you do shopping anyway. That's nothing. You do shopping anyway. Talk about something else.
But you know, I just learned a lot. Like, and I mean, my body went from like I was really just bloated, and I just went right back. I was small from before they actually started. But I mean, it was tough. I remember being in that recovery room, pressing that morphine button.
Yes.
Like more, because I was really in pain. But afterward, the next day, she got me up and got me walking around the hospital. And then she was like, the only time that you should be sitting down after you leave this hospital is to go to sleep. And I remember going to the mall, walking around the mall, like as soon as I got home, like I was just up. I wanted to get back to my normal, you know, activities, you know, because I really wanted to see what it felt like to be normal. You know, when you have fibroids like that and they affect you, you don't know what it feels to be normal. Like you literally are out of touch with going out with your friends and doing things that are fun because you're so used to being in pain all the time. And so, you know, but it was great after that. I mean, life is great.
How was your recovery period?
I really don't remember. I think it was pretty good. I stayed in the hospital 2 or 3 days. They got me up and walking. Of course, the pain was unmatched. But I got through it. I had people beside me. My husband was good help during that time.
Your mother? Because, baby, she was not letting them know her baby.
Definitely my mama was a good help, too. She stayed there with me. But just thinking back to that time, it did change me as a person. It made me open my eyes up. To a lot of different things, but my recovery time overall was good, and I'm glad I had good people by my side helping me through it.
That's so important.
Yeah, because if I did not, I don't know where I would be.
I think too.
We would have been there. What you mean? Ain't no.
Well, yeah, but I was just saying.
I think sometimes when you have fibroids, like I remember someone telling me that it was all in my head.
Yes.
Like you like it's almost like you're faking. Like this can't be happening. You can't be in this much pain. It's like.
People don't realize until they're in your shoes.
Correct.
They don't realize it, you know?
Well, let me give you this uterus.
Right.
I try to get mine away every month.
So let me know how you feel about it.
I try to get mine away every month.
I just remember like hearing that, and it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. Cause I'm like, why would I say that? Like, why would I be like, oh, I'm in pain if I'm like, I mean, I know people probably do stuff like that, but I feel like in a situation like that where I'm hanging over, like I can't even function, I feel like I gotta throw up or whatever.
Right.
Like, why would I say like, why would I act that way if that's not what's happening?
To me, see, things like that tick me off. Really? Because I feel like if you know me, then you know that if I'm not up laughing, joking, then obviously something really is wrong.
Right.
You know, I say the same with you. You're not a mean person unless you're pushed. You know, and even with you, sometimes we get in situations and you be like, but then you be like, you know what? But when you're just all the time, you just angry and mad and mean, then obviously something is wrong.
Right.
You know, it's throwing off the hormones in your body, your estrogen, your progesterone, and it's making you angry and mad. And then when somebody comes to you with an ignorant comment like, you all right, get up, let's go. See, now I'm about to get even angrier. And that's when you're going to label me a mad, angry black woman.
Among other things.
You know, that part too, depending on who it is. Yeah. So if you don't know, ask the question. In all of my videos, I tell you, ask somebody. These ladies will open up and tell you about it. How many people have you talked to that when they found out your story, they came asking you questions and talking about, I was in the same situation?
A couple people got theirs removed after I talked to them. And they were just like, I don't know, I'm scared. I was scared too. I had never got surgery on anything other than like wisdom teeth or something.
Right.
So I was scared, you know. And then not only that, like my family wasn't here like that. So I kind of went through it kind of by myself. But I mean, I had to get it done because I was like, either you sit here and you be in pain, or you try to figure out that, you do something about it. Because my doctor told me, I'm not giving you no more hydrocodone. You make a choice. I got my fibroids removed the day before Christmas Eve. I was in the hospital on Christmas.
Yeah, see. Like, and you gotta do what you gotta do, because I know we like to eat, so I'd have been like, I'm missing that turkey and the ham and the macaroni
I had to get it
and the yams. Like, y'all gonna bring me a plate up here? Like, y'all don't love me like that? Because I would be hurt. You know what I'm saying? Make sure she got a hot sauce. She need a hot sauce. She not gonna eat it without a hot sauce, you know. The big bottle. Get it to her. But it's funny because I remember at one point in college, I just started bleeding really bad and heavily, and it'd be like I sit down and I get up and I look like, oh my gosh, like it's on the chair. You know, if the chair had a pillow, it's on the pillow. And I ended up one day, I did go to the emergency room because I was just like, oh, this isn't natural. Like something is wrong. But it ended up nothing was really wrong. And I noticed as a child, I didn't really have bad periods. You know, I have, you know, a little pump in the uterus, and then sis was okay. But the older I keep getting, you know, it's kind of like, I need a week. Like, just leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me. Like, what is you doing? Sis, what is you doing? Like, I love you and I treat you well. But it's like, things change. Everybody's body is different. And
childbearing years, too. It has a lot to do with it.
So it was discovered, you know, I just have cysts or whatever. They're not bad. They haven't turned into anything. They're not cancerous. They're there. They disappear. They come back. But it's still painful.
Yeah.
But I made it known to my doctor, you know, and I'm like, I'm almost at the point now too. I'm like, shoot, you know, this hydrocodone not working. Hydrocodone, sorry, you're right. And so I'm just like, what's next? Because I feel like I'm popping Skittles when I'm popping this, and my uterus still over here. Like, I want to take it out. I want to sit it in the refrigerator until it's done what it's doing, and then I can put it back in because I'm tired of this. But it's something you go through, and you have to be an advocate for yourself. I just honestly found me a good OBGYN, and I love her. I think I've been in Atlanta since 2016, and I think she's probably like my third one because I'll go and I'd be like, you don't know how to help me. So we're going to make this a one and done visit, a one and done, and then I'm trying someone else. You're not helping me either, so now I'm going to jump over here too. Because I'm going to make sure Kennedy is taken care of, okay? I mean, nobody else really has to. Kennedy going to make sure Kennedy's taken care of, okay? Okay.
It's something else I wanted to say. So, Kennedy talked about where the certain fibroids are in the uterus. I have a friend who has fibroids, and they removed all hers but one. There is one that she cannot get removed. If they do, she can't have kids. Aww. So, I was very fortunate to be able to have one that they could remove that was on top of my uterus.
Yeah.
So I'm still able to have kids. Let's see, I don't know.
When I knew mine were bad, but I was so scared about, oh my God, she's gonna go in here and I might have to have a full hysterectomy. Mm-hmm. And the doctor that I had, my fibroids were so bad, she wouldn't know until she opened me up. Mm-hmm. And thank God that was not the case. The only thing when it comes to childbirth for me is I will never be able to have a child naturally. I would have to have a C-section, but I still can have a child if I so decided. But that was one of the scariest.
Yeah, I agree.
To have to, you know, you're there, you're up first, and okay, I hope when I wake up, I still have all my lady parts. And then when I woke up, I still had all my lady parts.
It's funny because I woke up like,
ooh, that was a breath of fresh air to know that she did not have to remove anything but the fibroids.
Wait, get your sister. Could you feel them from the outside?
No. I just wanted to know because I didn't know after, you know, you're in the recovery room. You kind of don't know what's happening. Like you know you're in pain. You know you in pain from the the scar. They make a small scar, whether it's vertical or horizontal.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember like, oh, I was in here for the hot. Wait a minute. And I started
And I can imagine you going crazy too. I can imagine you doing that too. And they're like, Jada, calm down. Calm down,
when
Jada.
the lady was like, it's okay. I was like, wait, I just gotta make sure.
I didn't go through that.
I did.
But they said I kept saying, I can't do this. I can't do this. I don't know what it was that I couldn't do when I came out of surgery.
You was already done.
I can't do this.
I think the anesthesia really does stuff to people. It makes people hallucinate.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave, but I knew I couldn't get up. I really couldn't open my eyes, but I just heard that lady talk. She was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "It's cold." She gave me like 5 warm blankets, and I was like,
Yeah.
around, was everything there? And the lady was just looking at me like, "Calm down. You didn't take your legs.
Yeah.
You didn't come here. You didn't come here for that."
I'd have been hollering, okay? Because I can imagine how dramatic you were. And I can imagine if she was dramatic, you were way worse. I'd have been like, I'm going to be right back. One moment. And I'm going to hallway and laugh because I can understand. Them people was probably like, yo, patient 582. Like, yo, they down there like,
Well, the crazy
they
thing
losing it.
I don't do well with anesthesia anyway. So realistically, I probably shouldn't have been alone.
Do you always make that known? Because there are
That's
people
true.
who you have to tell them that, hey, I don't come out of anesthesia really well.
That's true.
And so then the anesthesiologist will monitor how much they'll give you, and they'll give you a lot at a time.
Right.
And it was funny when I had to have a certain procedure done, and the anesthesiologist came in talking to me, and he was just sitting there talking to y'all. He was fine too. Like, hey, doc. Like, I know you know what I'm saying. Y'all about to do this procedure, but bro, when I wake up, you gonna be around or no? Okay. I'm just asking for myself. So, but he was talking, and he was like, yeah, he was like, just start count back from 100. He was like, and I'm gonna be here looking at you when you wake up. Y'all, I don't think I remember past 99. Okay? I don't think I remember past 99. And I was waking up, and they was like, that went so well, the doctor's gonna be in and talk to you in a moment. I'm up, I'm done. Like, that was fast. Man. But where they find doctor at though?
And you remember
Where
it. I didn't really remember a lot of stuff.
Hey.
My memory was.
I guess it's maybe a bad thing because my mind just don't shut off. It just be whirling and
mine
going.
was.
It be whirling and going.
I remember going into the operating room, looking around like, this is what it looks like in the operating room?
Yeah, that's how.
And they pushed me up, and they was like, okay, can you scoot over to the next bed? I was like, yeah, I can do that. They told me to get over, and I did. And then they told me this was the anesthesiologist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I don't remember them telling me to count backwards. I don't remember any of that. But I think I was more so blown away. Like, this is what it looks like in the operating room.
That's big.
That was the highlight of the procedure.
I just remember them putting a hat on me, and it was like these little like things that was sticking on my forehead. And I was like, what is going on? Why is there so many people in here? Just so many people were surrounding me. And I remember, like, you know how you see stuff on TV and the person goes into the waiting room and it's almost like you see the light? Like, literally, I saw this light and he was like, count back from 1,000. I was like, nah. I was like, damn. In my mind, I'm thinking, like, maybe I died. Because that's what
Oh, no. Lord, thank you for not letting her cross the Jordan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because I remember seeing stuff like that on TV and I was like, oh, that's how people be dying on TV. They see that bright light and they put that little thing on them and then that's it. It'd be lights out after that. And I was like, if I die with some fibroids, it's going to be
Man.
crazy.
But then did you see Morgan Freeman?
I didn't.
Did he come talk to you?
I didn't see Morgan
All right,
Freeman.
then you good.
I was good.
You good.
But it just made me laugh
You
and
good.
bring back memories because Lexi mentioned, you know, can you move over? And that lady asked me and I was like, no, I cannot move over. And she was like, all right, I need some more people. And they lifted me to the next bed. And, you know, that was really, it put me in a room.
I think
I
they
lifted
just,
my body.
I think they moved me. They didn't even ask me did I
They
need
asked
help
me,
moving
I
over.
No.
They were just like, so y'all saying I'm light. Oh, thank y'all. Y'all just made me
They
feel
brought
really
3
good.
big burly people in the room. It was like,
It was your thighs, sis. It was your thighs.
not then.
I think
it was
I
like
think
a-
they asked me if I could move over because I do remember before I went into surgery, a little nice lady, y'all. I'm so thankful for the hospital that I was at. Those people were amazing, by the way. But the lady came in. Okay, I'm just gonna put this in your IV. It's gonna make you feel a little loopy, okay? I don't ever remember feeling loopy at all.
Oh,
I don't think
Right.
mine kicked in until the anesthesia kicked in. And I don't even remember
Yeah.
the anesthesia kicking in, so I guess that's why I was able to scooch
Oh.
to the table.
This has been a fabulous time. I thank y'all for coming. Anything
Absolutely.
else y'all want to discuss or wisdom to share with the ladies?
I think other than just like I said, getting a good doctor, getting knowledgeable. You know, if you have heavy periods, you're in pain all the time. It's not just dysmenorrhea. Like, get to the bottom of it and do research. Like, I didn't go with the first opinion. Like, I literally saw 3 doctors. Like, I literally went to 3 people. Like, I don't trust nothing nobody say anyway. So,
Facts.
you know, and especially when you talking about cutting on me and giving me a mild myectomy. Hold on, wait, I'm sorry. So, you know, I just think it's really important to just be knowledgeable. And, you know your family history. I had 3 aunts 2 aunts had hysterectomy, and my mom had a full hysterectomy when I was a kid. And I'm probably the only person in my family out of all of us that suffer from fibroids or have had fibroids. So like I said, know your family history, figure it out. You know, ask the questions like Kennedy said. Get a good doctor, ask people if you don't know. But, you know, like I said, the heavy bleeding through periods, you know, like Alexia mentioned, you know, bleeding every 15 minutes. That's not normal. You're not supposed to do that.
Passing
large
clots.
Yeah, passing large clots is another one. Just certain things that you just, I mean, if this is something that it probably has become normal to you, then this is something that you need to go check on if it's not normal. That's all that.
Yeah, I would agree. I wanted a black doctor, God knows I did. But when that man just kept telling me, have a baby, it should shrink them, I knew then that this was not it. And also have somebody beside you that is going to go through that with you. No lie, I'm glad I did, because the questions that I may have forgotten to ask, he asked the right questions. I was glad he did his research on that, because some stuff I may have thought of, but I forgot. But he would come in behind me and ask those questions. But when he, like I said, when he kept saying, have a baby, and that wasn't going to work, and you giving me tramadol to help with my pain, I was like, okay, let me find someone else. And one of my coworkers told me about the doctor I have now. If she ever leaves me, I will move with her. That's how much I love her. When I tell you this lady takes care of me, if anything is wrong, I am going to call her and say, hey, this is wrong. What are we going to do about it? She'll tell me when to come in, and we take care of it. But just make sure you have a good support system as well as a good doctor.
And that is a good point, to have a good relationship with your doctor like that. Because I know my ID doctor, I said, I know you're going to try to charge me outside of office hours and stuff, huh? Because if I have a question, I'm going to hit him up, Doc. I'm walking through the halls. Hey, Doc, you know what? Come over here real quick. Let me ask you. And it's so good to have a good care team. Not even my doctor, the MA that works with my doctors. Hey, I got a problem, boo. And he I'll get that in for you. I'll get that done for you. Thank you. And outside of that too, like they said, a good support system. I know if I need these ladies, I had to get my eyes dilated one day. I got you, sis. What day? Where we going? It's so good to have that. The procedure I talked about earlier, I couldn't drive because I had got put under anesthesia. And my other friend, she was converted to a new job, so she was like, oh, I'm off. I'll take you. I mean, she literally at my house on time. We went to the appointment. She couldn't, she said it was too cold in the waiting room. So she ended up going to the car or whatever, but she was still there to support me. I do know that even my family who is not here in the Atlanta area, they will come. This one lives at my house when she lives here, okay? She be like, I'm home. Have fun, sugar. Okay? So it's good to have that support. And one thing that I hate that I meant to hear earlier when you said it, stop telling us to have a damn baby. Who gonna take care of this baby? I be looking at people like, you gonna buy some diapers? You finna help on these Pampers? Formula isn't cheap. Okay,
it's not always the answer either.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Like, that's not what everybody wants.
My thing is, can I just go work out or something? Is that gonna work? Like something? Can I change my diet? Like, do I have to have a baby? Like
that's not cool, because you just don't know. Maybe somebody was trying trying to have a baby, but these fibroids are preventing them and their husband or them and their significant other from having kids. That's not always the answer. Like, that is a lifelong commitment when you have a child. That's not no, woo, child, I'm tired of you, I don't like you, let me put you back on the shelf. I'm going to return you to Walmart, get my money back.
No, that's
No,
yours. That is yours.
You're stubborn, okay? Like, baby, like, where you going? Where your baby at? Oh, I do got to find somewhere for this baby to go. Hey, you going to watch this baby this weekend? These are things. Stop always telling people to have babies. That's wrong right now. People just think babies solve everything. No, they're not going to make somebody love you. They're not going to make you happy and feel better about yourself. Because then when that baby crying, you're going to be looking at that baby with this thing like, why did I have you? Or when the person you have the baby with does you wrong or leave you, then you're going to be looking at your child like, just like your daddy.
You know what I look like.
Don't forget postpartum.
You watch my postpartum video. So that's not always everyone's answer. Or the fact that, like y'all said, everybody doesn't want a child. Some people had their own childhood trauma and instances that they don't want to repeat that. They don't want to bring a child on this earth because of things that they experienced as a child. That's not always the answer to tell somebody to have a child, okay? If that's how you feel, you go have a damn child, okay? Okay.
Point blank and the period.
That part, period. I thank you ladies for coming on here with me today. You know somebody need help support them, show love and kindness in all things that you do every time you greet somebody or you're interacting with somebody. Just spread love. Make sure they know that they are loved, they're not alone. You know, if you always need me, hit me up. DM me. Those you got my number, call or text. If I can't help you, I always will find you somebody who can help you. All right? Have a great one. Bye.